packed house. Here we go in the Big 12. And UCF brings it out with Townsend from his own goal line, and TCU all over the dangerous return man.
You are 100% right there, all over, and he can be the difference in this game. Xavier Townsend does a little bit of everything, gets the ball in reverses in the return game, very dangerous, and it's going to be this man, KJ Jefferson, that might get him the ball in those play-action situations. 6'3", 250, the Arkansas transfer is a load for Gus Malzahn and this night attack.
And Mark, you'll be undaunted by being in this hostile road environment. He silenced the Swamp, beating Florida while he was at Arkansas. He stunned Death Valley, beating LSU on the road. Looking to check another box in a road game and a conference game. This time in the Big 12. And this game starts with Harvey on the ground, and that'll be a big focal point of the backers for TCU. Can they hold him yards off of contact today? That's the big question mark for TCU.
These guys are almost like playing, a Gus Malzahn team is almost like playing a triple option team. This is like playing, Air Force or something like that. You got to account for the quarterback. You have to account for that motion that just was created by Xavier Townsend, and then this stable of backs.
And Harvey checks out. It's Johnny Richardson taking the second snap out of the slot.
Got him.
Jefferson over the top, and he missed him. Kobe Hudson streaking behind the secondary. And it'll be third down for Jefferson and UCF.
There's the game that Sonny Dykes and defensive coordinator Andy Avalos have to play. This is man coverage with Broughton, and he is clean. Hudson is clean. KJ Jefferson 0 for 1 on huge deep ball opportunity right there.
Marcel Brooks checks in, bottom side of the screen, pass rush specialist. Was late getting off the ball on this 3rd and 7. And Jefferson on the move to the sideline. He was hauled in, but was he in bounds? He was not.
Yeah, they're saying no, great coverage.
Jacoby Jones, the intended target, and it'll be 4th down for the Knights.
Yeah, again, one-on-one with Broughton. KJ Jefferson bought himself time. It turns into a scramble drill towards the end. A little tug there. Got to get that right hand. And looks like that ball's moving. KJ Jefferson took a shot by Elarm's oar. Let's see the ball definitely out. Definitely make contact. That Big 12 crew right on it.
And David Alvarez, head referee, the white hat in this game. So 3 and out for UCF. And J.P. Richardson, a returnable punt off the first surge through the second surge. It'll be a good field position for TCU to start this game on offense. So Josh Hoover, our new coworker at Fox, Tom Brady, will like the attitude for Hoover this year. Less Brett Favre, more Tom Brady is how Sonny Dykes wants his quarterback to approach this season, meaning less gunslinging, more precise, and less chances taken.
Absolutely, it's all about rhythm, and as you said, unbelievably efficient last week, 72% on the year. We saw him last year in Lubbock struggle, making some of those gunslinging mistakes. This guy is fun to watch when he's in rhythm. Now Central Florida, on the other hand, has to disrupt that. We'll see how they do that. Veteran defensive coordinator Ted Roof will have to change up looks, change up rushes to disrupt him.
First play is a quick pass, pop out for Cook. And Cook on the edge through an arm tackle at midfield. And a good start for the TCU offense, led by Hoover with lots of guys to get the ball to around him.
Great drive starter right there by Kendall Browse. These are the guys that will get it going. James Brockermeyer via Alabama back to sweet home Fort Worth. Jack Besh on the perimeter. That guy, they said Hoover and Besh 100% trust with each other. One of, as we talked about in the open, Savion Williams, J.P. Richards, Jack Besh, take your pick.
All 3 of those top receivers went over 85 yards in a Week 1 win over Stanford for TCU. Hoover over the middle, nobody there, had contact down at his legs. And this UCF defense that's trying to garner more impact pressure. Just 1 sack in their first 2 games.
Yeah, Nigel Kelly has to get it going. He's the sacker last week. Ted Roof, again, we talked about the veteran defense, going a ton of stops. Deshaun Pace, the Cincinnati transfer, has a pick on the year. And then Braden Marshall, they say, is their most improved player.
Marshall, the youngest player on the starting defense for UCF. Play the pass and the run at that nickel spot. On 3rd and 2, Hoover on target. And a first down to Eric McAllister. And TCU stays on the field.
Great little zone concept right there, little spacing concept. Watch him build a little triangle right there. Good timing. Nice pickup on 3rd and short versus that zone look.
Start talking about those top 3 wide receivers, and then another one of those weapons for TCU, McAllister, on the board on 3rd down. Here is one of those top guys, J.P. Richardson, out to the edge, quickly run down by Sheldon Arnold.
You can see what Kendall Bryles, the offensive coordinator at Sunny Dykes, are trying to do. Get the ball out of his hand, get it in rhythm right before Braden Marshall gets on the scene. Great rhythm throw to J.P. Richardson. You'll see TCU deploy about 3 different tempos: a true huddle, a sugar huddle, and then true speed tempo.
Out of the belly, Hoover on target again. And back-to-back completions. This one to Jack Besh for the first time. 3rd down and short, just like it was a few plays ago.
Yeah, Sheldon Arnold almost looked like he kind of hesitated. He couldn't believe he was throwing that ball. And that hesitation just made him move that much late to the scene. Set up 3rd and 1.
On this opening touch for TCU, already a 3rd down conversion. On 3rd and 1 this time. Quick pop out to the tight end Drabney. And 2 for 2 on this opening drive for the Horned Frogs.
Drake Dabney is a big old target, 6'5", 255. He traded colors from Baylor. Great job on the perimeter of not doing anything silly by Savion Williams, avoiding like a crackback block situation there. Right there, you can see him avoid contact. Doesn't draw a flag.
And Drabney was catching touchdowns against TCU.
Yes.
Past couple of years.
Shows no pressure.
And quick pop out, and Richardson over the middle, close to another first down.
Great rhythm, great recognition by Hoover and J.P. Richardson. There's that 0 pressure. You see the linebacker popping out late. His 32 bar, trying to get underneath it, and too late. Great timing by Richardson and Hoover.
Richardson said he was that close. Sticks moving in, Cook on the ground.
And then Cook is kind of that body blow. You're going to see a stable of backs on that UCF sideline. I think Cam Cook is going to be the feature back. They love this guy, his ability to protect and get some of those hard yards.
Sonny Dykes said that last year the feeling around his team was angst. The pressure that came with going to the national championship game in 2022. There is true confidence because of a leader like Josh Hoover, his quarterback.
Hoover's a year older. Everyone's on the same page.
In the belly of the feature back, Cook. First chance for Cook to be the lead guy. You mentioned he's the feature guy. He's going to get about 90% of the carries tonight.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He's physical from Round Rock. Great relationship. Hoover has great chemistry with all these guys. It was fun to kind of hear all those other guys talk about Hoover. And it came back to Hoover, Cam Cook, and Jack Besh.
They put together a 10-play drive. This is the 10th play right here. To the end zone, and TCU caps it with a touchdown. Eric McAllister with the first touchdown in Big 12 play.
We said they can protect and play in rhythm. Watch him bring a 1 linebacker bar coming off the side there. Picked up nicely by Mike Nichols, and a dime from Josh Hoover to McAllister on the quarter route versus man coverage. Did you do that dance last night?
You know, nobody at the stockyards can confirm or deny, but we'll leave you on that cliffhanger as we go to break. Couple catches from McAllister on that opening drive, a 10-play drive for the Horned Frogs, and they lead it 7-zip in the first game of Big 12 play in 2024.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma? How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
When they're dehydrated, Pedialyte is great for... Wait, isn't that for the kids?
Isn't this for the kids?
Good point. When you're feeling super hot or super not, it's Pedialyte, the #1 doctor-recommended brand for hydration.
What's up with your dad, Chloe?
Ever since he got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy, he's been up on his high horse.
Best deal got me feeling like a big old cowboy.
That's a very high horse.
Perhaps you can wait in the waiting room?
I'll just go wait in the waiting room.
Ride high with AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Okay, let's get going. Can everybody see that?
Like, you know, to check your desktop first before sharing your screen.
Oh, that is not the, oh, no. Know how that got in there? No, that,
Yeah, checking first is smart.
Okay, everybody get out.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands.
Thursday on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Well, the fever pitch that was Fort Worth, Texas 2 years ago because of the Horned Frogs on the football field going all the way to the national championship game. The feeling when we were in the building yesterday, it reminded you a lot of how Sonny Dykes was using messaging to talk to his team, didn't it?
No doubt. I mean, last year it almost sounded like, heard Sonny, I've known Sonny for a ton of years. You heard him talk, and it was almost like he was trying to convince himself, hey, all these guys are going to be good enough. We're going to put this all together, and that's hard. And, you know, he said it as much yesterday. It is hard to turn the page in that season. You're late to your winter conditioning, your winter program, your summer. You know, it was fascinating, just eye-opening for him to share that with us. And so far, so good today, and so far, so good this year. But he loves this team. He loves the culture of this team, and loves the efficiency of young and improved and aging Josh Hoover.
So after the 3 and out for UCF's offense, they'll come out for the second time. And before that, it's time to stay in the game, sponsored by Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
For UCF, it's impose their offensive identity. Again, that's quarterback run game. That's distribute the carries between these 4 talented tailbacks and hit a shot. For TCU, saw it on that first drive. Change pace and find playmakers. They did a great job distributing the ball. Quick game, downfield shots, corner routes, RPO, a little bit of everything. We'll see what Coach Malzahn has for an answer.
You know he's always got something.
Always something. There's always something in that clipboard.
That play sheet is as big as this state.
No doubt.
And a fake pitch, Jefferson ahead, and he rarely goes down on first contact. You really got to get underneath him and stay low to drive him.
Yep, and included in that is a little same side quarterback power option read to get the big guy in space. Put that ball away here. Watch this ball flail here at the end.
And it's going to be a fun matchup tonight. Jefferson on that first down run got around Johnny Hodges, who was the leading tackler on that college football playoff team 2 years ago.
Yeah, don't let the cowboy collar fool you. This guy is an athletic dude. Tough. The transfer from Navy, the great story about Sonny Dykes playing against him and saying, hey, we need that guy.
You can't see it under the helmet, but electric blonde hair.
Yes, I'm always jealous of that. You know that.
Hard dude right there. And around it with Townsend. It's a priority for UCF to get the ball in his hands a lot. Gus Malzahn, the head coach for UCF, said 8 to 10 touches for Townsend, and that might be on the low end.
Yeah, he's the guy that they got to get him going based on the return game. Hasn't had an opportunity to affect the game yet, but again, as you said, that guy has a lot of chemical reactions on that play sheet to get that guy the ball.
Year 4 for Gus Malzahn, year 2 in the Big 12 for UCF.
ball's on exclusively third down, trying to get the ideal call here by going no huddle, getting a look. And there it is.
They stick with what works best. R.J. Harvey for a first down. Andy Avalos, the TCU defensive coordinator, said we cannot live in 3rd and 2 against these big backs.
Exactly. They motion to that 3-by-1 set into the boundary, the bunch into the boundary, then the motion and the back block, creating space for Harvey.
Jefferson pulls it out. Another touch for Townsend. There's number 2, and he's wrangled down by Bud Clark, who's back from illness after missing last week's game.
Yeah, they were jacked about having Bud Clark back in there. And you could see why in space to get Townsend to the ground in space, very difficult. Got to have a great tackling night if you're a Horned Frog fan, one-on-one in space between, again, KJ Jefferson, Townsend, all the backs. There are going to be a lot of one-on-one opportunities.
Jefferson pulls it out of the belly of Richardson through tackles. That's what you were just talking about. One guy does not get Jefferson to the ground. First down.
No. And Travis Broughton here, the Utah transfer, watch him become the brunt of 250. Same side, little read concept, and getting a vertical. Get with that ball. Worried there for KJ Jefferson. Broughton just says, I'm going to take a charge and get him to the ground.
11 yards for Jefferson. What did you say? 8 or 9 of those after contact?
Yes, no doubt.
3 and out for Jefferson and UCF. Their first touchdown plus territory for the first time. And Jefferson escaped, got it away, and it's knocked down by McDonald. That is the power of being 250 pounds. That should be a loss of 10.
No doubt. Unbelievable effort right here by KJ Jefferson. You'll see the pressure from Obi Izor as the adder with a 6-man protection, and they add him in there. And wow, this is a Night Nation taking a collective sigh of relief that ball hit the ground.
Obi Izor, such a fearsome hitter. He snapped his own mouthpiece twice last week. And not even he could get Jefferson down. Jefferson pulls and into the teeth of that TCU front. A 3rd down and medium after a 4-yard pickup.
You saw McDonald there in the backfield tackling Miles Montgomery to the ground. Again, it's almost like a triple option defense. You got to account for every element of that. Essentially, the dive back, the pull from KJ Jefferson and getting vertical, and then all those Horned Frogs. We learned this week an army. It's an army of Horned Frogs, right? Like a,
not a herd,
flock or a herd or whatever. It's an army of Horned Frogs to KJ Jefferson.
After a 10-play TCU drive, this is the 9th play of this drive for the Knights. Jefferson through the hands and incomplete. So 4th down and 6 in an area where you're tempted to go for it, but the field goal unit's coming out.
Yeah, take a look here. They might have had R.J. Harvey, ended up a wheel route on McDonald. Came back to that. Johnson says, oh no, I'll lock that down.
Randy Pittman couldn't corral it, so a 47-yard field goal try for Colton Boomer, who's healthier than last year. He has a perfect start. And Boomer never got that airborne. Grazed the top of the line, and UCF comes up without points.
Yeah, this looked like a miss hit. We'll take a look at the snap and the hold. Just really low. Happy Horned Frogs.
Okay, nature boy, what's that bird then?
It's a male finch. They give seeds to females in a bonding ritual.
Wow.
Company that values generosity. It felt great to work with somebody who understood us and aligned with our goals, purposes, values, for sure.
There is nothing like a Wendy's Frosty. It's cool, it's creamy, it's only $1 right now. Wait, what? The one and only Frosty is $1? gotta be Wendy's.
The Saints take on Dak and the Cowboys. Wow! Or Rams, Cardinals. Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
College football on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich in Fort Worth. This was the kick from Boomer that didn't get very high off the ground.
Yeah, the snap was clean, the hold was good, and just mishit it. Took a little divot beforehand. Last night, Coach Malzahn told us that he thought he was good from 52-ish, is what he told us. So
close to that rim.
Yes.
47 on the miss for Boomer. Now Josh Hoover, quarterback, back out there for TCU. 6 of 7 on that first drive. Led to the touchdown to McAllister. Off a pump. He's taking a shot and off the hands of Jack Besh. He had Mac McWilliams in coverage running with him.
Yeah, Kendall Briles, offensive coordinator, Josh Hoover trying to go for a little double move. You see Savion Williams pump the little rail route and try to hit the big one to Besh, but just a miss. If you're going to miss on that throw against that coverage, that's a good spot to miss. Great job overlapping.
You understand why Hoover would be frustrated.
Yes.
Because as accurate as he's been, those don't happen much. Out to the edge, Dabney takes pace for a ride for a first down. That snapped a string, that last pass that was incomplete, of 6 straight completions. And you almost expect every ball airborne right now for Hoover to be caught.
Yeah, the guy's been so good when they've done a great job that first drive. 6 of 7. As we said, great management of scheme, timing, distribution. Dabney has been kind of the X factor really so far in this game.
A couple of catches, both have gone for first downs for the TCU tight end Dabney. And UCF waiting for Cam Cook. No gain on that play.
Yeah, we talked last night. Is it going to be Randy Pittman, the UCF tight end, who kind of does a little bit of everything? Drake Dabney, a big physical athletic target.
You like the tight ends in this game.
Yes. Yeah.
Quick hop behind. One of the rare passes for Hoover that's off target. This one to Richardson, and it's third down.
You saw the screen and go. Sheldon Arnold that time sitting on it, triggering it. At some point here, Kendall Briles and company are going to go for a slant and go off of that same action and put Sheldon Arnold in coverage. Great job that time.
And TCU on that first drive, perfect on third down on their way to the touchdown from McAllister.
There's the check with the sideline, check with me. Under 15 seconds, so the quarterback communication is off.
On 3rd and 10, Hoover with helmets flying off around the line of scrimmage. Didn't matter for Hoover. It's complete to Besh for 22 yards and a first down.
This is what Sonny Dykes said. Hey, he has 100% trust in Jack Besh. Watch him take a shot right here and let it go early for his guy. It's Ricky Barber lighting up Hoover. Great job getting to the quarterback just a fraction too late. First down, Horned Frogs.
Those are those near misses. Ted Roof, the defensive coordinator for UCF, wants to become finished in week 3. Just 1 sack for UCF in 2 games. Tip ball and incomplete. Savion Williams juggled it. Brandon Adams is ready to pounce on the tip.
Savion Williams, just an absolute freak athlete. Just a little locked hitch, trying to get him a catch in space. Great job by Adams. Here's a good look at Ted Roof. You see him rip it out. Ted Roof, a veteran, bunch of stops. Last stop at OU in the old Big 12, of course.
So he's seen Kendall Briles' offense just last year. Back shoulder for McAllister. And incomplete. The touchdown score on the first drive fended off by Adams.
Yeah, nice coverage by Adams. Again, they're going to leave these guys on the perimeter, whether it's quarters where it basically becomes man or man coverage when they're bringing pressure, man-free situations. They have total confidence in this secondary.
Ted Roof's secondary is a little bit shorthanded. Damari Henderson, an all Big 12 safety from last year, hasn't played the first 2 games, not available tonight. It's been on Quadric Bullard in the back end. Play at a high level in the 2-0 start for the Knights. 3rd down and 10. Hoover underneath. McAllister looking for the sticks. He's got him. And TCU stays perfect on third down in this game.
Just a little mesh, shallow cross concept here. Watch him come left to right. You'll see him cross pass with Chase Curtis, the tight end. And nothing but space out in front. Hoover keeps him running. Natural rub there, not a pick.
Yeah, the key for Kendall Briles' offense apparently is get to third down and 10.
Yeah, exactly.
2 explosive plays on 3rd and 10.
Not normally your ideal situation.
Got him back inside the red zone.
Savion Williams in the backfield, sneaky there.
Hoover looking left all the way for Williams. High points the ball. Williams, touchdown Horned Frogs. Unreal.
This is a play off of a play, the motion out. Savion Williams, a little double move pump to Cam Cook. Throw it up for the big fella. 6'5", go get it, Savion. Those little locked hitches, you know, on air and space. That one was hard to catch, but wow, was that impressive going up and get it.
You said how impressive he looks when he gets off the bus. He's a Freaks List honoree by our friend Bruce Feldman for good reason. Because he can jump out of the gym.
Look at that. Bruce is correct, like most times.
That 40-inch vert shows up through 2 DBs over the top of Marshall and McWilliams. 14-zip TCU.
And Doug.
And if we win, we get to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance. So you only pay for what you need.
Isn't that what you just did?
Service!
Stand back, I'm gonna show ya how Doug and Lee roll ya. You know you gotta live it if you wanna win.
Time out.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The number 13 original Italian, sliced right in front of you, topped off with the juice.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Say what?
No, really.
Get this man a number 13 Italian, stat.
Thank you. The number 13 original Italian, only at Jersey Mike's.
It is what it is.
Until it isn't. Remember before AI when you had to type to search? And when you couldn't ask your phone to do this?
Put these restaurants on a map.
Huh. What about taking a photo and reimagining it? Man, remember when all phones pretty much did the same stuff? Until they didn't. Get the all-new Google Pixel 9 Pro phones at googlestore.com.
All right, here we go.
No. What's my next step?
You break it, we take it.
We can take it.
Trade in any phone in any condition at Verizon for the new Google Pixel 9 with Gemini.
Give me a recipe with these ingredients.
Let's do that
Only on Verizon.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter. I'm searching for fans who catch every single game, every single season. I'm always watching, always looking. 23B, 23C. To reward more full-time fans.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Con Runyon with Mark Helfrich. Let's go inside the film room with UCF's offense.
Yeah, here's UCF against New Hampshire. It's just a little nuance. A lot of people run this play. Gus Malzahn, just a little spice on it with a switch release. The tight end, a little double move, almost by Randy Pittman, the other tight end. But he ends up checking it down to Miles Montgomery, and he just runs a track meet 100-yard dash to the end zone. Needs to dial up something like that to keep his team in it.
And a pre-snap flag comes out for UCF's third drive starts.
Not the ideal way to get that started.
False start. Offense, number 5, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Randy Pittman's excited to get something going.
Well, Gus Malzahn, his team beat Sam Houston easily last week. They ran for almost 400 yards for the second straight week. But he opened up his post-game thoughts with 5 offensive penalties.
Yep.
That's my takeaway from this game.
Exactly, yep. 5 offensive penalties, not being able to run the ball, the opener, exactly how they wanted to.
So in a hole after the penalty, they go to their stout back, R.J. Harvey, working off a couple of tackles for 10 yards.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter right there, R.J. Harvey. He's powerful. He gets skinny, but stays big at 5'9", 208. UCF 7 here, so TCU given the opportunity to do a little, this is the defense's new favorite thing, to do a little turtle, a little slow substitution, and get all dialed in because UCF substituted, they can match.
Turtle because it's so slow.
Yeah, no offense to Tommy Mitchell and Caleb Fox. It's a technique.
That's not their 40 time coming off the sideline. Well, flip out for Townsend. And they love that play so much that they ran it on back-to-back plays to Townsend. Last week, he's got a first down here.
Yeah, you always want to think as a coach, do I run 2 screens in a row? Do I run 2 reverses in a row? Well, they did last week. Why? Because this guy is athletic. You see him in space. Great job by Caden Kittler getting out there in front. Does he dial up back-to-back, back-to-back? Nope, he's on the side.
I was going to say no.
It's hard to run a reverse from there.
Unless it's the old hidden sub play. Jefferson off play action, and a whole shot got Pittman, who took a shot. Abe Kamara laid the wood, but a first down for Pittman on the contested catch.
Yeah, when this ball went up, I was like, watch Kamara come off the hash and light him up, keep that ball a little wider. Great job securing it.
That is a great feel for UCF. That is not with Johnny Hodges in the backfield, but what they want to do is unlock the passing game tonight and unlock their big tight end Randy Pittman in space.
I love this guy, man. He does dirty work. He's a utility tight end. He's physical. He'll go up and get that ball. He plays fullback. He can motion. He can play split out. If I can say split, he's really good.
Split out.
Yep. See, he's split out right now.
Right here.
Let's just throw it out here and I'll run through these little DBs.
He's blocking here and nowhere to go for Jefferson. Osafa Mensah was the first guy to get a hit on Jefferson to bring up third down.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Hats to the ball carrier, especially when it is number 1 KJ Jefferson pulling it. Osafa Mensah kind of tricks him, plays him with the little squeeze technique. Says, nice job from Caleb Elarm's oar.
Osafa Mensah was joking this week. This conference play everybody's talking about. What is that? He came from Notre Dame, of course, independent.
Yes.
Playing in his first Big 12 game tonight on the edge for TCU. Jefferson with heat in his face, got it away, and that is caught. Kobe Hudson hanging on for dear life for 14 yards and a first down.
KJ Jefferson says, hey, Josh Hoover, I got you. You took a shot and delivered. Your guy made a play. Kobe Hudson golden like another Kobe. Look at that shot right in the face from Caleb Elarm's oar. Great finish by KJ Jefferson.
Whoa, you see that? What? Craftsman style, 3-bed, 2-bath. Huh? Me and the wife are house hunting. Just got pre-approved for a mortgage with Navy Federal Credit Union. No down payment.
Roger that.
Yeah, roof's in good shape, and it's on a cul-de-sac.
Get 100% financing from a top VA loan provider.
Bank left. There's another listing on Walker Road. I think it's got a hot tub.
Proudly serving the entire military community. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
A Chewy pharmacy order is en route for Summit, who loves the outdoors. So her parents used Chewy to save 20% on their first order of flea and tick meds. Delivered fast so Summit never misses a dose or an adventure. For quality meds, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Pause for the facts. Susie here is shopping for a used car, but she doesn't know that nearly half of them have been in an accident.
Interesting.
But Carfax.com shows how accidents impact price, so she doesn't have to overpay. Unpause.
Whoa.
Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
This is more than just a job.
We save people.
Go!
This is the most dangerous beach in the world. We got this. But we have to do it together. All of us.
Hurry! Good thing we're not in it for the glory.
When we say charge on, we commit to do extraordinary things, to put in the work, to be smarter and stronger, to let them know we're coming. Charge on! Charge on!
It's a huge day of football on Fox, and we kick things off with Big Noon Saturday. Ohio State faces off with Marshall. Then Utah battles Oklahoma State, and Baylor takes on Colorado. Woo! It all kicks off with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
T-Mobile Team Comparison sponsored by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. The yardage not that far off through one quarter, but points are.
A little deceiving there on a 14-0 score. UCF putting a drive together here, making some great plays to keep this thing going.
KJ Jefferson off the jet play action. Sideline shot, he's got a man, it's Harvey! Touchdown, UCF! A drive that started with a penalty, backed up in their own territory, ends on the 29-yard hit to Harvey.
Great protection, great execution. Gus Malzahn coming out of the timeout says, hey, let's dial it up to Mr. Orlando. R.J. Harvey, great job finishing that play. Off a hard sell base run play action. See if they can clean up their kick operation.
Boomer missed from 47 yards on a field goal. Low snap. And all good in the end for the Knights. The smile has returned for KJ Jefferson after the long scoring drive. R.J. Harvey to the house for the Knights.
Healthier, smoother feeling skin to celebrate life's intense moments. Use Dove Men Body Wash with its 24-hour nourishing micro-moisture. Enjoy healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with Dove Men Body Wash.
At Papa John's, get an extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. It's a mouth-watering, stretched thinner, made bigger, more for your money, extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. Better get you some Papa John's.
It's Fox College Football Friday. Freshman phenom Dylan Raiola looks to prove the hype is legit.
Man, did he drop it in?
As he leads Nebraska against Illinois. Fox College Football Friday kicks off at 8 Eastern.
Let's take a look at that 29-yard touchdown. R.J. Harvey's in the backfield, the lone back. Is set up with a little jet sweep action and watch the bottom. Kobe Hudson, little deep curl to grab the attention of the corner. And the Keegan, look at that protection. Randy Pittman, honorable mention, great protection. And they don't match it in the back end. Touchdown, Knights.
That drive, Mark, was dangerously close to ending.
Tackles for loss, sacks, great catches, great throws under pressure by KJ Jefferson. That one right there, great protection up front.
So now, UCF trying to crank up the pressure on Josh Hoover, who's led a 10-play drive and a 9-play drive for touchdowns.
Yeah, we'll see what both defensive coordinators kind of do next, but Hoover has been as advertised right here. 5-man pressure, throwing it out. That was the third down conversion to McAllister and a touchdown to McAllister we saw earlier. Just a great connection from those two guys. They're so worried about David Williams and Richardson and Earl and Besh. It's been Dabney and McAllister doing a little dirty work.
He's been accurate. Hoover has at all three levels tonight. Inside 10, medium range, and down here, but that's swallowed up. Deshaun Pace up to nail Cook.
This guy's fun to watch, man. 6'2", 220. Cincinnati transferred, just runs through the block. They had 4-on-3, so Hoover liked it. Kendall Breyer's like, obviously, those numbers. Pace should not be able to run through that. Great play.
Pace hit him for the 6-yard loss. Pace crossing over rivalry lines coming from Cincinnati to UCF. That ball off target, flag comes out. With Savion Williams locked up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was Savion, and I believe that time Tennyson is going to get the flag. They just got tangled up.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. Automatic first down, spot on the foul.
Tennyson called for it.
Looked like he was kind of run basically like a post curl comeback type of concept. And you see 13 very conscious of where Savion Williams is at all times. And little grab, and that's the I'm guilty pass interference look right there. Play the next play.
Ted Roop, the defensive coordinator for the Knights, is thinking we finally got a negative play, and the penalty, the first down. Direct snap for Savion Williams, who does have a big arm. We could see a pass out of that look tonight.
Yeah, there are tricks on both sidelines here. Deep playbooks between Sonny Dykes, between Kendall Briles. We know Gus Malzahn's deep encyclopedic tricks.
We did see a pass from Williams last week.
Yep, R.J. Harvey, a former quarterback.
Everybody's got a hidden quarterback.
Yes.
Back to the traditional look on 2nd and 8 for Hoover. And off target for Cook. Pace right there with him. A couple good plays on this drive now for Pace.
Yeah, Pace can cover sideline to sideline. The box linebacker, they blitz him. Had the one pick off the tip. Just a really fun guy to watch, inside out, physical, athletic.
Well, here's the test. TCU 4 of 4 on the night on 3rd down. Back-to-back explosive plays on 3rd and 10 last drive. This is 3rd and 8. 4-man rush for Hoover, and into that clean pocket, another bullseye on 3rd down. Jack Besh keeps this drive going for the Horned Frog.
Nice timing, great protection. Running back ends up helping right there. Big chip that time on Malachi Lawrence. Nice throw and catch. Besh says, let's move the chains.
On 1st down, Hoover right back on target, right back to Besh, and give him 8 after the 18-yard gain.
How great was Sonny Dykes' description of Besh? Was talking about the total confidence of Josh Hoover, and he also said this guy's like the high energy, life of the party. Everybody loves him. You can see why.
Dominique Johnson breaks to the 2nd level. 1st down with some attitude on the back end of it for Brandon Adams.
Dominique Johnson saying, man, I got to make the most of my carries here. 230-pound load, a big old changeup from Cam Cook's 195.
Changeups are supposed to be slow and steady and over the plate. That's not Dominique
That's moderate
Johnson.
and thick and gonna hit you.
That's the Paul Skeens changeup right there. After 10 yards for Johnson, over the middle, and good coverage from Adams. So we've seen some huddling from TCU in this game, which is breaking news for Kendall Briles-led offense. He said, frankly, we're huddling, and it's embarrassing.
How great was that? Both he and Sonny Dykes, you know, from that no huddle, the Mike Leach tree, that whole, you know, thing. They're like, yeah, we had to Google it. We had to YouTube how to huddle.
And Sonny Dykes was like, I haven't huddled with one of my teams since 8th grade.
Not in the playbook.
And after the Adams pass breakup, dumped down to Cook. And can't weave around pace. So a third down coming again, but this is right where TCU is comfortable.
Yeah, they've been great on third down tonight, especially third and long here. And even probably the better follow-up is we brought that up to Gus Malzahn. He's like, yeah, what's the deal with these guys? Like, you would have thought somebody stole his puppy, that people were huddling. It was like unbelievable. You know, he's like, oh, you know, I saw my boy Rhett Lashley over there huddling. What's going on?
Beautiful accent.
Well, I could go full
that's right
Gus Southern. He's, you know, we got two native Texan head coaches here.
3rd and 8. Cook to the back shoulder, and one more time. A 3rd and 8 is converted from Hoover to Cook for 10 yards.
Just great timing. Josiah Pierre try to chase him inside out. Watch 14 try to run with him. Just a little bit rerouted. Great job by Cam Cook opening that back hip there and making the play for Hoover.
For UCF on defense right now.
Yeah,
what's Ted Roof think? What do we dial up?
It's dial of defense. It's dial of offense. Great distribution from Kendall Bryles, offensive coordinator, and Sonny Dykes.
TCU has been excellent in the red zone to start this season. Back in there for the 3rd time tonight. And Hoover has to ground it.
Wisely does so. They're both in the direction of somebody who was outside the pocket. It wasn't back to the line of scrimmage, but in the general area of an eligible receiver that time. That little line route from TCU trying to get the play started.
We showed you the numbers for TCU. Josh Hoover would tell you there's more they can do down here. He still regrets that fumble he had in the Stanford game before halftime. Running east and west, it's Cook. And into the arms of Sheldon Arnold. No gain there. 3rd down coming again.
Cam Cook, he's like one of those guys. He doesn't look like a burner, but he's got just enough speed. Watch him outrun Isaiah Nixon. Getting blocked by Mike Nichols right there, and then a physical collision from Mac McWilliams.
A little sneaky acceleration in this game.
Yes, no doubt.
Cam Cook will check out on 3rd down. Well, this has been the inflection point of this game so far. TCU perfect on 3rd down. 6 of 6. UCF hoping to force a field goal try. Hoover protected. Hoover back to the air, and Williams with a twisting catch. Up high, twisting, he can do it all. Williams' 2nd touchdown.
Just a straight up rhythm post here, and no, he didn't just do that. Wow. Firm control. The ball, again, chest first, then to the ground. No doubt about that one. They'll confirm it. Josh Hoover, you better go dap him up. Give him a little extra love. Great play by Savion Williams.
I think he told the fans you can't see me, but America is watching you, wow. Savion Williams.
Again, folks, 6'5", 225, the Marshall, Texas native. That's a wow.
Here we go, off his shoulder. Outside shoulder, thank you.
Three drives, 3 touchdowns, all through the air for TCU after a game of twister broke out in the end zone for Williams. 2nd time. Williams a freak indeed.
So, what did you think of the pitch I emailed you?
Yes, the one that you emailed me. I remember. The Pitch of Dog Days. What a title. Here we are. Very Victorian, which I loved. Unique relationship is formed. I love unique relationships.
With a twist.
I know, because I read it.
Great. I'm going to tell them you're interested.
I shop for a lot of the same things. That's why I like Pays, the online checkout from the same banks and credit unions I already use. Same cards, ready to go right here. Same confidence, because my actual card numbers stay hidden from the store. So it's easy to be the same great me, because Pays is built for how I shop.
You mean for how we shop?
As long as it's on sale.
Dad.
Meet Pays, online checkout from banks and credit unions.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles to help me out.
Splurgy Tina loves a hotel near Rodeo Drive.
Oh, Tina.
Wild Tina booked a farm stay to ride this horse.
Glenn Close?
With millions of possibilities. You can book whoever you want to be.
That's my line.
Booking.com.
Yeah.
Yo, for $5, he's a primetime deal. This, or this?
Oh, for $5, legendary.
These deals, prime time, only at KFC. Way back, baby.
Starting at $6.99, it's the ultimate solo meal. Get a personal pan pizza or melts and your favorite side. Combo like you've never comboed before. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Next week, start your Saturday strong. One of the early season national championship favorites, number 3 Ohio State. They host the Thundering Herd Marshall in Columbus. It all starts with big noon kickoff, and it's Ohio State Marshall only on Fox.
Love it. Mark Ingram had a big one today.
Yeah, the crew is in Madison, Wisconsin for Alabama against the Badgers.
That is, do not adjust your set. That is a real picture. That's a Chamber of Commerce shot right there.
It's a Horned Frogs colored sky. And midway through the second quarter, TCU has not been stopped on offense yet. Little pitch from Williams out to Besh. And what looked like no gain turns into 8 yards.
That's a little hitch and pitch. This is a little screen and pitch. Almost blown up. Great job by Savion getting it out to Besh and trying to get something started. A little creativity.
Cook is stuck in the hole, but bounces off the hit from Barr, and he's down to the ground after all that.
Did all the work and then tackled himself. That's the thing, though. Again, man, this guy just does not go down. He's not a huge dude, but plays big.
All right, here we go again on third down.
Are you gonna announcer jinx him again? Perfect so far.
Well, it was 3rd and 8. It was 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10.
This is way too close. Yeah, 3rd and 2. Ted Rufdaz up here on defense, showing a 4-man rush and a zone look right now.
7-7 on third down. And Hoover has it knocked away, incomplete. First third down stop tonight with Braden Marshall in coverage for UCF.
Great job, all eyes on it. They read the quick game. Great eyes by Braden Marshall, breaking it up from J.P. Richardson.
You said it. That's inside their comfort zone.
Exactly, way too close, yeah.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, if you're a Central Florida fan, a UCF fan, this is the man you want to get the ball in his hands as a returner.
And it's Xavier Townsend back to get it. And retreating, and he is popped at the end of it.
He signaled fair catch. I am shocked there's not a flag. Wow. They will confer here. There's 100% a fair catch signal. We'll take a look and bring in Mike Pereira on this one. There's Xavier.
Oh, yeah.
There's your fair catch signal.
Dave Kamara just comes in and bulldozes.
Confer with Mike here. They're still talking about it on the field. The back judge and the side judge, the two involved in covering that play.
The white half is David Alvarez.
There is no foul on the play for kick catch interference. First down.
So UCF will have it backed up. College Football on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. UCF, the one touchdown scoring drive started way back here after a pre-snap penalty. Marched it down. Jefferson at quarterback hit R.J. Harvey coming out of the backfield. Chasing 14 points with 6 to go until halftime. And It's Harvey sneaking through a window of that second level of the defense for 9 yards on first down.
The base in the Malzahn system, a little counter play. That time it's just a give all the way, no read involvement for KJ Jefferson. Get your guy the rock and get it started.
And here's the tempo, back-to-back quick carries, and Kamara, who had the hit on special teams, lays another big one.
That one was clean. This one, a little questionable on the kick-catch interference. No call. Watching it come in there, eyes up, strike. That is a clean shot right there.
If there's one thing that Abe Kamara has been the last couple of years for TCU, it has been a guy that can bring the boom. Remember the college football playoff semifinal game? He hit Ronnie Bell of Michigan down on the goal line, save a touchdown. Penny Boone for the first time out of the backfield. That's their big bruising back that they got from Toledo.
And Kamara making another play there, coming outside in to get Boone to the ground.
Boone ran for 1,400 yards in the Mid-American Conference last year, and this is where he's at his best after contact, and he has a first down spinning off the hip.
Yeah, great little spin move. You said it, 232, the Toledo product. Again, they are so deep. These are 4 starters really at tailback on this team.
Boone still learning this offense, getting his first good run of the night. UCF fans were so excited because they knew they were bringing back R.J. Harvey. And then you have the MAC Offensive Player of the Year who ran for over 1,000 yards.
Yep.
Has a chance to be even more of a dynamic run game than it was last year.
Yeah, gotta spell Harvey, and then these other guys are just slightly different players. Lets Gus Malzahn deploy them in different ways. TCU fans happy there. Scud James, a physical finish, bring him to the ground.
Harvey back in there and bouncing out of the scrum for a first down. So they hit him with the freight train and then back to the sweet feet of R.J. Harvey. First down after 14 yards.
Does have sweet feet. Again, a former quarterback at Virginia. Great job pressing it, squared. Let's keep that a little bit tighter off there. Might split them. But again, a very, very important drive. There's offensive coordinator Tim Harris Jr. works very closely with Gus Malzahn on this offense.
Now back after a year at Miami. And a timeout, 6 plays into this drive.
Timeout. UCF. They're first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
And they might need a breather because they've been doing nothing but running the ball on this drive. Getting some oxygen ahead of the 7th snap. Week 2 of the NFL kicks off on Fox. Derek Carr leads the Saints against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Or you get the Rams against the Cardinals with Kyler Murray. Check the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. So big week in this state, close by, where the Cowboys play tomorrow, but also in college football. Red Raiders put up 66 today on North Texas. Air Force and Baylor on FS1, and then Kevin, Tom, and the gang calling that game
right
tomorrow.
Down the street, yeah. There's always good things happening in the Republic when it's football season. Friday night football highlights, nothing like it here in the great state of Texas.
Birthright to love this game in this state.
Yes, she loves it.
Will we see a pass on this drive for UCF? Penny Boone is back in there as the back, and so far 7 plays, all runs. Evan Morris at the bottom of your screen got his helmet ripped off. Tight end for UCF for the short gain for Boone.
Yeah, Evan Morris with no penalty call there. He has to leave the game. He was arguing, hey, this thing doesn't fall off by itself. Had a little word with a couple of the officials. And Gus Malzahn and company are saying, hey, if we get 4 yards and a chunk every time, they're going to keep on grinding.
Eventually the cloud of dust comes.
Yes.
Harvey and Boone have been heavily featured. Richardson in the backfield. This goes to Townsend with the window dressing. And Townsend, he's a speed guy. Shows a little thunder getting out of bounds.
Bringing it to Broughton right there, who fit him up. Again, great job getting Townsend on the ground before it's a first down and a big play. That time, a little counter reverse out of the Gus Malzahn playbook.
Not quite in the range of Boomer yet.
Yeah, and 4-down territory right here, 2:37 and ticking. 3rd and 3, got the 2-minute timeout in their pocket coming up.
9 plays, 9 runs. Jefferson, that is almost like a fullback dive on 3rd down and 3 with how big he is. And he's getting pushed down to the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, they get a lot of bodies to the ball and take an exception. Certainly the guys up front will run to the defense. We got a late flag. This is going to be on TCU. And it's going to be a more, look like a verbal thing than anything else. He didn't like Bud Clark, just a little extra action there.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 21. 15-yard penalty and automatic 1st down.
So just what he said. This comes way after the play.
That is his first unsportsmanlike of the
It's not because of this. They break this up. He gets separated, kind of goes back behind the rest of his guys here. You can see David Alvarez and company stepping in there. And he says, stay right there. My bad. I said something I shouldn't have. I got caught. But again, like a technical foul, if he gets another one, he's ejected.
It's done, right? 2 unsportsmanlike calls on 1 player in the game. They're done. That's the first on Clark, and we'll get another timeout. This one taken by TCU on defense.
Timeout. TCU, their first of the game, 30 seconds in length.
Just ahead of the 2-minute timeout, new to college football this year. Called timeout by TCU. You've got some overreactions for us, some health-rich hot takes.
These are my forced overreactions. We'll say there's not UNLV playoff bound, right? Kansas 1-2, UNLV undefeated. K-State makes some people mad watching these 2 teams. The team to beat in the Big 12 and just start cleared out room in Lincoln for the Heisman of Dylan Raiola.
Was that your thought when you put the K-State thing on there? Was UCF and TCU fans are watching?
Sure.
Let's mix it up a little bit.
Chris Cloud's doing a great job. That team were pretty darn good last night, under control. But man, could have ended that game a lot earlier. Avery Johnson playing well. They're dangerous. Great defense last night.
Are you going to join Nick Wright or Colin Cowherd, one of those guys, and spit out some fire takes?
Believe me, everyone knows I know nothing about nothing. So this is kind of a free play here. 2:04 with that mandated timeout coming. 2-minute timeout. Play free here. Quarterback draw.
Jefferson keeps it on the ground and barrels his way ahead. You hold your breath.
Yeah, he was
as a defender.
Gone.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can spend Sundays with your teams. All in one place. Watch every game, every Sunday.
When they're dehydrated from heat, flu, or exertion, get Pedialyte, the #1 doctor-recommended brand for hydration. Wait, isn't this for kids?
And for me.
Adults. Pedialyte. Really?
Crazy, huh?
Come on, really?
Really?
Huh. Grown-ups. All right, then. But
It's too hot to have this conversation.
Too hot.
Right. Well, when you're feeling super hot or super not, it's Pedialyte. Yes, really.
Come on.
Is that?
Woo!
Whoa, Reggie Bush.
Lost track of time in there. So, what's new?
Since you asked.
Pretty cool. Anything else? What is he doing?
He's watching the game.
While other sauces rush, we take it slow. Simmering sweet Italian tomatoes in open kettles. Slow is good. Unless you're face-to-face with a linebacker. Rayo's homemade. Make every day delicious.
I was raised to believe that you're in this life not just for yourself. With Thrivent, they help me create giving strategies with my finances. I love how we're aligned to make generosity a priority.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pedialyte. Great for kids and adults. Hydrate and... Dante Culpepper, once on the cover of Madden. Blake Bortles
right there.
And ended his career at UCF at 2014. Got this program going. KJ Jefferson trying to be the next guy up after transferring from Arkansas.
R.J. Harvey now, Wildcat spot.
The former quarterback takes the direct snap. And weaving his way, and he's caught from behind by Deal. Almost broke it. He's a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, almost broke it as well. One more bounce. Take a look at this from behind. True counter with the big German pulling. And Harvey setting up a third and 1.5. It's an interesting spot here for Gus Malzahn. This is where he might reach into that playbook with one of his play action red zone shots. They were walking through a bunch of stuff in pregame. Let's see what he dials up here.
Remember, TCU gets the ball out of halftime. So a critical third down for UCF. Chasing 2 scores with the Horned Frogs. Touching the ball first and a timeout.
Yeah, he's going to use timeout there. Play clock running down. He ran down the sideline.
Timeout. UCF. They're second in the half. 30 seconds in lane.
All right, before this third down, let's go to Mike Hill on what's coming up at the State Farm Halftime Show.
Coming up on the State Farm Halftime, top-ranked Georgia with a tough road test at Kentucky. Their beatdown in Michigan, Texas looks to remain hot versus UTSA. And 9th-ranked Oregon gets back on track, looking good against Oregon State. Don and Mark, we'll see you guys at the half.
Mike, thank you very much. So an expansion of some of your overreactions from this week coming up at the half.
Perfect. Perfect. Mike always looking good.
Sure is. Okay, so big third down because TCU's getting the ball out of halftime for UCF. You think this might be the spot Gus Malzahn finally throws the ball in this drive?
This is where he's going to know right now. He's going, hey, I'm going to have to score touchdowns today. My kicker had that issue earlier. This is where he might go into his quarterback run read between the power, the counter, and the quarterback heavy run system. Or reach into that, one puller, 2 puller shot game and try to get behind. TCU's going to be very down to stopping KJ Jefferson right here because you have to be.
This drive for UCF started at their own 12-yard line. They have not thrown a single pass, and this is the 12th play of the drive. On this 3rd and 2, they keep it with what's worked. And R.J. Harvey is right at the marker and has what appears to be a first down.
Yep, just going back bread and butter zone read right there. Reading the edge here. It ends up being the blitzer off the edge that time. The Camara became the read. Good push up front, first down.
One timeout inside a minute to go with that clock winding. Fake to Richardson. Jefferson finally looking to pass on this drive. Running out of time. Jefferson is swarmed. He did get back past the line of scrimmage. Cooper McDonald got him, but UCF sees that clock start to drip to a half a minute left.
Yeah, it's just locked up. There's nowhere to go. Play action, trying to get back to that wheel route concept that they had for the touchdown to R.J. Harvey. That time the Horned Frogs had it locked down. Bud Clark on the scene.
The clock is wound down to 17 seconds with all the substituting, and now UCF.
Timeout. UCF, the 3rd and final timeout of the half. 60 seconds in lane.
Wow, they lost 20 seconds there.
So what they're doing, again, if UCF subs, then TCU has the right to match, and he's just saying, hey, they're doing this way too slow, they're making us take too long, and that's, That's the game. As soon as he subs, that's why Gus Malzahn for the longest time, he said, hey, I'd like to play a season with 11 guys on the field on offense. But as soon as they sub, and you can see it right there, Montgomery's coming in, 22 off the sideline. Now TCU can match. They immediately do that. You see the center judge holding the snap right over them. They're doing that correctly.
So you see that,
Yep.
you got to take that timeout
Yes,
sooner, right?
Yeah. Or not sub. And that
Or not
looked
sub.
like, yeah, it looked like maybe the guy, the running back, who was RJ Harvey, that was in the game, I think, tapped out there and
Okay.
went out. And again, that's a consideration certainly for Coach Malzahn.
Okay, take me inside the mind of a play caller now. You don't have any timeouts. The run game has been awesome
Yes.
on this drive, but you got to throw, right?
Yeah, it's got to be a touchdown or out of bounds. Those are your only options right here. The only, you're right on the edge there at 17 seconds of kind of a last-second field goal, depending on how you work your speed field goal type of situation.
Miles Montgomery, the back. Second and goal to the end zone, incomplete. Right in between Townsend and Hudson. It stops the clock with 12 seconds.
Yeah, you can see Kobe Hudson right there saying, hey, my bad, I'm supposed to come on this shallow. And that is a clean look. He just crosses on the backside. You see Obi Izor in coverage, and he says, hey, KJ, it's me.
He's open.
Ooh, yeah, he is.
And TCU uses their second timeout.
TCU, their second of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Kicking off the Big 12 here. This is going back to the COVID era.
Oh, yeah.
Streaming.
Tiger Kings.
Tiger Kings. LSU, Memphis, and Missouri. All good days for the Tigers.
That was an unbelievable comeback in many ways in that LSU game. Whew. Tough times for Mike Norvell, former co-worker, staff member with Gus Malzahn back in the Tulsa days in Missouri. Rolling.
1976, Bobby Bowden's first year at Florida State. That's how long it had been since Memphis beat the Seminoles.
Yes, right here again, it's that same situation. You cannot end up with the ball inbounds short of the goal line if you're a UCF Knight. Has to throw into the end zone or catch and run out of bounds to have time for the field goal.
Sonny Dykes' team has only been stopped once on offense in the first half. Their defense trying to come up with a goal-to-go stand before halftime. To the end zone, back shoulder, and incomplete. Broughton and Hudson came together, and with 7 seconds left, UCF has to settle for a field goal.
It is just straight up one-on-one goal line fade here. Hudson gives up way too much ground, runs the sideline. Broughton, a physical guy, handsy guy, doing a nice job. Had a couple of penalties earlier in the year. That's a nice coverage right there.
Boomer missed from 47 on a ball that we barely got over the line. And second shot in this game is blocked. Scud James soaring in to save 3 points for the Horned Frogs.
Lamarion, they call him Scud, just a straight speed rush. Great job extending and presenting his hands to the kick perfectly at the block point. Isn't going to rough the kicker. Wow, that is fast. Whew. And 1 second left here. We'll see what Sonny Dykes and company does, but this place will be going wild at halftime. Cheering our Horned Frogs off the field.
TCU was backpedaling on that drive. Gus Malzahn and that offense were running straight downhill, but Sonny Dykes and the defense for TCU come up with the stop. And you can't help but think about the sub. The substitution before the second down play that took 20 seconds away and shrunk the playbook.
Absolutely, you're 100% correct. Lose the timeout, lose the opportunities. At least, KJ Jefferson, that was, legitimate opportunity for his guy to make a catch in the end zone. Just better coverage, and then just issues in the kicking game. We talked about the special teams being an X factor. We got to get that up here, see if he's capable. It's great parenting, working the big dune, and then making his way down here for another great game.
Fresh off the jet from Madison earlier today. Our first half check-in sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Well, it's gone how we thought from where the rushing yards were distributed, all UCF. The pass yards basically all TCU, but the scoreboard all TCU. 2 blocked field goals on the night as well. A bunch of basically wasted yards in those 2 blocked field goal drives.
And Josh Hoover, the quarterback for TCU, who they said we want less Brett Favre, more Tom Brady. Spread it around to 6 different wide receivers in that first half. On his way to 170 yards. First play pass for Williams, and a flag comes out. One you almost expected him to catch after the action we just showed you.
Adams is saying, what do I got to do, man? This guy's unbelievable. Brandon Adams in coverage here. No outside leverage, has some inside help. And that's a good call. That left hand pulling down the bicep of Savion Williams. His left hand unable to get to the ball.
Defense number 0, 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
It's a matchup that is going to be really fun to watch in the second half. Adams, you got to be aware of his length.
Yes.
Saw what Williams can do, high point in the ball.
Yeah, that's a big corner, 6'3". Both corners are physical, but you look at the height. Mac McWilliams is like 5'9", 5'10". Bernard is much taller.
It's a 5-inch difference between the corners. Little throwback screen, and Cook had space to run, but dropped it.
Yeah, he was a little urgent there, eyes to the tuck there on that finish, and he saw what you saw. Watch the screen set up away from the half roll. That nice little design, a couple linemen out in front. Good shed by Braden Marshall. Eyes a little bit away from that catch. Eyes all the way to the tuck, then go do your thing.
Catch away from an explosive, instead incomplete. So Hoover to work on second down. And a quick pop sets up third down and medium out to Curtis as tight end.
Been exceptional in these third and long situations. Just great chemistry. You see what Sonny Dykes is talking about. Josh Hoover just has a great chemistry with all of these players. These skilled players have been elite tonight.
Started 7 of 7 on third down. Almost 100 yards through the air on third down alone for Hoover. And again, back-to-back completions to Chase Curtis. And a first down on third down for TCU.
That's a great job by Chase Curtis, feeling the zone coverage, catching it, and immediately knifing vertically to really barely get the ball by a lean. Or get the first down by a lean.
Back-to-back weeks, TCU playing in front out of halftime. They came back and beat Stanford in their opening game. UCF wire-to-wire dominance against New Hampshire, then Sam Houston on their way to 2-0. But tonight it gets real. First game in the Big 12. Horned Frogs trying to go up 3 scores. Deep drop for Hoover, taking a deep shot. Hoover threads it in! Touchdown, Jack Besh!
The life of the party, Jack Besh. He's number 18 right there. Lives just a little lean corner and then a high angle post. A perfectly thrown ball from Josh Hoover. That's a way to start it off. Pose it up, you earned it. Holding the kick just to make sure that he broke the plane with possession. And it was just confirmed, and they'll chop it ready for play for kick.
Well, Besh now has more yards in 3 games this year than he had all of last year. A budding star for TCU, who Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, thinks is going to make a team in the NFL after playing here at TCU. Hoover to Besh, 50-yard pop. Horned Frogs coming up aces in the Big 12 opener.
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing. Mine's also a work thing. I just need someone to cover my shift.
So is mine. Alan says your business vehicle is now covered with Progressive.
Protected 24/7, just like your home and auto.
Oh, that's great.
So dinner time's just phone time now?
Sorry. You know, I heard that ground turkey is the healthiest poultry.
You know what? Never mind. Just be on your phones.
Equal Sleep nasal strips. Their 4-point lift design opens my nose for maximum airflow, so I breathe better, and we both sleep better. Better days start with ZQL nights.
Don't miss incredible deals at Macy's One Day Sale. Shop for what you need now and save up to 60% on specials so good they won't last. Going on now at Macy's.
With multi-view on NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch up to 4 live games at once, which means keeping up with your fantasy team is no longer a fantasy. NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Watch every game, every Sunday.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renter's Insurance. And by Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
How good was Andy Dalton in the Horned Frogs uniform? He would be loving this as Josh Hoover stands in, almost taking the shot from Lee Hunter. Cam Cook in protection and a great finish. And the pose from Jack Besh. And he goes a little, who's it, Rodan? Is that who's the thinker? Rodan?
It was pensive either way. So from the shot of the Red Rocket to Josh Hooper. Any nicknames cooking in your brain after what we've seen from him tonight?
He's cleaning up.
I don't know.
It's a Hoover to vacuum the appliance, cleaning things.
I dig it. I'll give it to you. All right, so KJ Jefferson in this UCF offense.
Yeah, this is must-score territory right here to keep in touching distance. But we've seen the big play capability, possibilities. Had 2 drives ending in blocked field goals. Their lone score, the wheel route to R.J. Harvey, who's in the backfield with him right now. They got to get something cooking. Gus Malzahn and company.
At some point, it's got to happen through the air, right?
Yes.
Down 3 scores. TCU's offense showing no signs of slowing down. And they do start in the air, taking a shot to Hudson on the back shoulder. Contested grab for Hudson. You talk about unlocking the passing game. That's a good beginning for the Knights.
6'1", 200. Kobe Hudson against Travis Broughton, 5'11", 195. That is great coverage. A really good throw from KJ Jefferson and a great drive stop.
And back to the edge for R.J. Harvey. Jefferson and Hudson have been close on a couple of these the past few weeks.
Yeah, great job finishing it. Yeah, that is clinic coverage under Travis Broughton, and we've just been joined by the great Rob Stone and his son in the booth. We wanted to see that throw in connection to Kobe Hudson.
So back-to-back first downs for UCF, and Harvey busts into the second level. And this drive moving downhill for UCF on 3 straight plays.
Got a defender right there.
That's Caleb Fox.
Fox, yeah. Move back down and try to catch his breath. Again, must score territory. Again, the second and short. This is feels like a 4-down territory situation, especially given their kicking situation. It's a hot night here in Fort Worth, maybe a little cramping for big Caleb Fox.
93 degrees at kickoff, with a feel of it being much hotter here in Fort Worth.
KJ feeling hot on this drive for them. Not the highest of bars tonight. You can see it right there. It feels like temperature 97. Every bit of that as we were down on the field in pregame.
Back back-to-back first downs, then a 9-yard run for Harvey. 3 plays on this drive. This is Boone. First down, Knights.
Boone is the thick change-up again. 232, the Toledo product, as you said, a very, very productive player in the MAC. RJ back in there. You see the 3-by-1 to the boundary here. Gus Malzahn 3 receivers at the boundary. The lone receiver to the field is Pittman.
With Harvey back in there, patient, out to the edge, and he's run out by Devin Beal. UCF with the big pop to Hudson, then right back to where they were at the end of the half, running right at TCU's defense.
Yeah, they don't want to get a drop back passing game, but as you said, they got to make those plays up somehow. Play action pass is always their mode of choice, staying in these second and manageable situations.
That is the picture of inbounds.
Yes, exactly.
With the play selection tonight. UCF. They do throw here to the end zone. Jefferson was going to that matchup again, and the flag comes out. Broughton and Hudson tangled up earlier on the drive. Marker is down.
We'll see it here. Again, the same matchup. Broughton on Hudson. Physical on physical.
Pass
Just too much by 13 there.
Number
Restricts him.
15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Really getting his hands into the face there too. Early physical contact doesn't allow Kobe Hudson to come back and get it. He said, "You got my face mask." They got you. Broughton's just that guy. He's a guy that's going to do that. He's going to play on the edge on every play. He's one of those corners that you know, Gus Malzahn probably saw like call for interference on every play, but they're not going to call it on every play.
Definitely something that was brought to the official's attention from the UCF side.
No doubt.
You know, Broughton was terrific in the Week 1 win for TCU. He was their best defensive player that week. So inside the red zone with Boone, they go to their big back. And Jamel Johnson and the gang for TCU stack it up. Nothing there. Second down.
This is just going to be whatever they're liking as what they think their best options are in the red zone 4 times. Right there, so you got basically a zone read, maybe a predetermined give to try to take some of those hits off of KJ Jefferson right there.
Would you throw it down here for UCF?
No.
No?
No. It's not in this area. That, you know, their wheelhouse is all the quarterback run stuff. And again, manipulate the defense with that quarterback, give it to the big back on the last play. RJ Hardy's back in there now. Best quarterback run, power read.
It is Harvey, ran away from Deal, sneaking toward the goal line. They've got him down at the half-yard line.
Yep, so that's back-to-back now, inside zones with no read. So they're trying to bang, again, body blow. They get both tight ends in there. Pittman, Morris working hard.
And this is a
inside
spot.
The one.
Gus Malzahn likes RJ Harvey out of a direct snap spot.
Yes, looks like that's what they're doing right now.
From the half-yard line, it is Harvey taking the direct snap. And straight ahead to their star back, and a touchdown for RJ Harvey.
Goes to Harvey.
UCF responds to the TCU touchdown, back within 2 scores.
You called it, great job here. The RJ Harvey designed run. They're a little unbalanced with the tight end at tackle. And then Pittman and Morris working the back edge, the back door. And Harvey finishes to Pater the hard way.
He had the receiving touchdown in the first half. He has UCF's first touchdown on the ground. Start the second half. This has not been automatic tonight, and it's not again. 2 field goals blocked. Now a PAT. It's Bud Clark in on this one for the Horned Frogs. A real issue right now for UCF. Can they trust the kicking game if this game is tight?
No, is the answer to that.
Another health insurance commercial, another aqua aerobics scene.
Yep, most health insurance companies see us all the same. Smiley seniors, golfing, hiking.
Don't forget antiquing.
That's why I chose Humana.
They see me, not a stereotypical senior.
I'm pre-diabetic, so I talked one-on-one with the Humana health educator who really helped me. Now I'm taking free cooking and meditation classes.
Not aqua aerobics.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
While other sauces rush, we take it slow. Simmering sweet Italian tomatoes in open kettles. Slow is good. Unless you're face to face with a linebacker. Rayo's homemade. Make every day delicious.
Football Friday kicks off at 8 Eastern.
Walking away from you.
Well, the attitude for TCU this year is loose and free compared to the pressure they felt last year. Saw the guys dancing. Fans are loving it. Football back in Fort Worth, and kind of an attitude of why not us after disappointing 5-7 year last year.
Absolutely, just a lot of, similar for both teams in this game. A lot of one-score games, a lot of tough, tight losses. And Sonny Dykes he looks relaxed, refreshed, confident. And with his many playmakers, and again, with that guy playing the way he has, I get it.
Well, third down inside the red zone for Hoover, and off target, little bit outside. And off the hands of Dabney as tight end, and it's fourth down for TCU.
Yeah, they got away with one there. They missed an opportunity. Dabney, just a little option route, just presents himself. It's a little bit of an odd turn for that kind of, you normally expect him to turn to the outside, and maybe that's what Josh Hoover was throwing. Either way, field goal opportunity here on 4th and 6.
And for Kyle Lemmerman, who replaces Griffin Kell this season, 31-yard attempt. After each drive down here tonight has ended in a touchdown, this one ends in a field goal. TCU stretches it back to a 3-score game in the second half.
Bigfoot roams throughout his forest land, feet twice the size of any man, rising from the ground, smacking dust in his seat with a great big smile. Slowly makes his retreat.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
And Doug.
And if we win, we get to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Isn't that what you just did?
Service!
Stand back, I'm gonna show ya how Doug and Lee will roll ya. You know you gotta live it if you wanna win.
Time out.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Blocked from watching the big match? Save the day by using the Bank of America customized cash rewards card and choose to earn 3% cash back on online purchases, like live streaming.
This is a job you have to put your heart into.
Getting dangerous. Welcome to the North Shore.
Rescue High Surf series premieres September 22nd on Fox.
It's a huge day of football on Fox, and we kick things off with Big Noon Saturday. Ohio State faces off with Marshall. Then Utah battles Oklahoma State, and Baylor takes on Colorado. Woo! It all kicks off with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
can still smell the brisket from the pregame tailgate. And guess what? Big Noon Show today. Rob Stone was there. Him and his son Cam.
The hardest working man in show business.
Serving us barbecue.
Get up, Coach. Hold on. Get in there. Get a big bite of that. Get a big bite of that, Coach. Oh,
all right, delicious.
protein.
3 meat, no veg. Love it.
The cowboy caviar. Did you get a taste of that? You want to?
I have a mouthful.
Rob,
a side of ham. What's going on here?
Rob's feeding you. I better feed you too.
It just got weird. That has onions. Delicious.
What was the best?
Yeah, no.
What do we got?
Cam's like, this is weird. This isn't in the textbook. Love it. What was better, Dubai or the brisket here in Fort Worth?
Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That was good.
Burn ends on fire. Well, KJ Jefferson and UCF back on the field chasing 3 scores. Remember the kicking issues showed up again last drive, so it's go for it territory the rest of the night, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. They're obviously time and score 4:47, down 18, and then you compound that with the kicking issues. Hopefully, Gus Malzahn has a couple more answers on that clipboard.
They did it mostly on the ground last drive before having their PAT block. They got a chance here with Hudson. Another deep connection.
This is like a one-on-one drill between Travis Broughton and Kobe Hudson, back and forth and back and forth. A little tug on the hip, a little tug on the right arm at the end of it, but Kobe Hudson says, and one from KJ Jefferson.
45-yard hit, back to Hudson, juggling catch, and a touchdown. Just what UCF needed, a quick strike.
Just what the Knights wanted to see. This is a true RPO, reading that front side defender. That time Jamel Johnson fit up the run, opened up the space behind for the skinny post, and flip a coin. Here's a kick.
They will kick it, and they made it.
Good for him.
So redemptive for Colton Boomer, the place kicker for UCF, but that was all Jefferson to Hudson on that drop.
Jefferson to Hudson. Here's the big chunk play. Broughton with a little hold, and here's the RPO post. Bread and butter down here in the red zone. Again, 2 vacates that space. He knows the Gus Malzahn recipe, and 2 replaces 2 in space, and they're still in it.
Recipe, way to pay off.
Oh, recipe, I got you. I got stuff in my teeth right now.
Well, Gus Malzahn and KJ Jefferson had that drive before halftime where they barely put the ball through the air. That is a stress relief for them to get Kobe Hudson stretching the defense.
Yeah, chunk play pass for the touchdown and the extra point. It's a huge swing of momentum.
Scott James back deep for TCU. And Boomer blasts one over his head. Well, next Saturday, huge day of football on Fox, as every Saturday is. It starts with Big Noon Saturday. Will Howard in action for Ohio State against the Thundering Herd in Marshall. Utah, Oklahoma State, Big 12, top 25. And we'll be in Boulder, Colorado. Our crew will be for Colorado against Baylor. It all starts with Big Noon Saturday on Fox with our friend in the booth, Rob Stone.
The real star of the show.
Chef/server,
yeah.
Rob Stone. Hoover's been special tonight, huh?
Yes, he has. See if they can dial up Ted Roof, show a little zone coverage. Catch pass starter.
On the roll, Hoover with the darts. Bash. Hit him right between the numbers for a first down.
Nice throw, nice timing here by Josh Hoover. Watch the outside defender. You see 13 of white trigger on that route. That opens up that space. Great timing from Josh Hoover.
20-yard pop on first down. And Cook on the ground. He's wrestled to the turf by Ricky Barber. And turn to you after that last drive for TCU. And you said more. It's got to be more. UCF isn't going to stop scoring in this game.
No, they got to hold serve here with this TCU offense. It's been hot all night.
Another flare out to the perimeter for Earl, and that could have been a much bigger play, but falls down for a third down.
Great design here. This is 1 yard or less beyond the line of scrimmage. It's behind the line of scrimmage, ideally. And you see a block by Dabney 9 and Jack Besh, number 18, on the perimeter, getting that started. Here's Besh coming outside in, doesn't. No sort of blindside block situation. Good job right there, good discipline.
And Lawrence couldn't get all the way home. Him and Kelly came together, and that's tipped around and incomplete. Hoover avoided the pressure of the two ends, and fourth down comes up.
Yeah, he's a little more athletic, I think, than people give him credit for. Great job avoiding the rush inside. And then this is just trying to make a play down the sideline, watching eyes downfield. Feels that pressure coming from Lawrence, gets outside.
Ethan calling out the punt for TCU.
Had a chance there to make that play. That is ball attacks man. Film at 11 right there for Cam Cook.
Ball caught Cook.
Yes. Lucky on the ricochet, man. That came back in play square.
That bounces through for a touchback. UCF, led by quarterback KJ Jefferson. He's been looking forward to this road game for months now.
What game are you looking forward to most on the road?
On the road, I would say TCU for sure. Just going against my old offensive coordinator, and just knowing that TCU was, and when I was little, was my dream school, so going back to that place.
From Mississippi, but TCU was his dream school.
And now trying to break some hearts.
He's broken hearts in a sold-out stadium before.
Had a great conversation with Kendall Briles about their relationship, and man, he lit up, but he also was like, oh yeah, he's coming to get us.
And facing his former offensive coordinator, Kendall Briles, the TCU play caller. Jefferson handing off on first down. The best years for KJ Jefferson at Arkansas were when Kendall Briles, now calling the plays for TCU, was his coordinator in Fayetteville.
And Kendall Briles, he can still spin it. I saw him thrown out there in pregame with the quarterbacks. You don't want to embarrass the quarterbacks in pregame, pat and go.
Hold up. Well, as he told us, it's embarrassing that we're huddling. So yeah, that's rock bottom for him. Out to the perimeter for Townsend, and here comes Hodges.
Great job by James. You'll see 6 coming outside in from the corner spot. They're trying to rally with Hodges. Great job of vicing that ball carrier. Hodges inside out. James outside in. Result, 3rd and 7.
So Jefferson trying to keep the ball out of the hands of his former play caller, Kendall Briles, facing a 3rd down and 7. After the loss of 4, keeping it on the ground. Explosive run with a big bowling ball finish at the end for Harvey. Absolutely punishing run.
Dust ball's on Staple right here, 3rd and 7. Just a little zone with a slider. Got right into that pressure. Great timing on the call.
Bud Clark at the end.
Oh man, this guy makes people look bad because the thing about all these guys is they bring it. I mean, the tight ends we talked about, all these backs, no matter the size, bring it. Then you got the 250-pound exclamation point at quarterback, and everybody gets kind of on their heels and reacting back. Sometimes you got to take a charge.
Feeling in the stadium has changed.
Yes.
Quick score UCF. They got to stop. And some unease starting to build late in this 3rd quarter. Montgomery taking Johnson for a ride out to midfield on what could be the final play of the third quarter.
Right there. Bunch of those people around the field.
Hypnotoad dancing.
Hypnotoad everywhere.
And Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich, our entire Fox crew. Started the fourth quarter with UCF on the march, close to a first down with Penny Boone. And they got it.
Yep, looks like that front foot spot from both officials was just enough. Penny Boone, the hammer, the 232 hammer in the backfield arsenal of Gus Malzahn.
A tone-setting type night for the Big 12 race. Wide open, one of the most exciting conferences in college football this year, the Big 12. This is the first game league-wide that counts toward the standings. Off play action, Jefferson snaps it in to Jacoby Jones, who has his first catch at UCF, and it moves the chains.
Nice job with Gus Malzahn, the motion, setting up this RPO opportunity exactly like the touchdown thrown to that void, and here it is again.
Overshot him over the top for Jefferson to the former Ohio Bobcat, who joined the team with Jefferson this offseason.
Yeah, it looked like that just slipped out of his hand. Was kind of checking the strings like his tennis racket there when he let that one go. But air mailed it. 4 down territory here all the way. Nothing hurt. They're not going to go for, field goal from this distance.
You one to break a tennis racket?
I would if I played tennis.
It seemed deeply personal.
No, it's like it's like a receiver checking the gloves. What happened to the gloves? Slow turtle substitution that time.
They got to pump the play clock.
Gus Malzahn not happy.
Well, they didn't, and now a flag comes out for a delay of game. They did not pump the play clock there, and Gus Malzahn irate.
It's the same issue. If they substitute, he said that's the third time.
Play game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
As long as they sub, they're going to let them match that initially. And that, TCU is definitely making the most of this slow turtle substitution. A lot of these defensive guys call it to work this situation.
UCF backed up 5 yards, and Harvey gets most of it back. He's over 100 yards on the night for the third straight game.
And you heard the pads pop that time. It was Canada. Fitting up on Harvey. Harvey, man, is a heavy runner.
Channing Canada down for TCU.
I said earlier, man, you got to bring it to get these guys to the ground. You see them shedding tacklers. Defensive linemen running through it, linebackers running through it. Canada gets him to the ground. Little kick there, as Harvey tries to finish the run to the helmet. Hopefully everybody associated is okay.
Come out on the field.
TCU already shorthanded in the secondary. Channing Canada down here.
For $5, these are primetime deal. This, or this?
Oh, for $5, legendary.
These deals, primetime, only at KFC. Way back, baby.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Channing Canada, the injured Horned Frog, defensive back going into the injury tent. And let's go back to that moment, the delay of game call that Gus Malzahn was upset with the officials about.
Yeah, so you'll see 13, Penny Boone, the running back, out of the hash there. There's the substitution with R.J. Harvey. As soon as that happens, you see all the officials do that, the iron cross, put their fists out. That's saying, hey, we got to give TCU time to substitute. That's, again, that goes back in the hands.
And here comes Harvey, straight downhill into the end zone. One score game in Fort Worth.
Touchdown number 3. Don't got to worry about all these substitution rules. Answers this and that. Watch R.J. Harvey, Mr. Orlando, split zone fit. That time Randy Pittman fitting up on Hodges, opening the hole. And they're going to go for 2.
And Jefferson and the offense stay out there to try to make this a field goal game. TCU led by as many as 21 in the second half. The 2-point try shoveled underneath for Harvey, and he scores.
KJ hands it to RJ. Great blocks up front. Finishes for his 3rd touchdown. And then KJ to RJ, a little flip underneath. 3-point game.
Just what I've been looking for.
Relax. You booked a Verbo.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And our dough can save you dough. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Order now on the app from Papa John's.
All right, sandworms out of the basement and the furnace has been exorcised. Another Progressive home and auto bundle fully protected from the unexpected.
Beetlejuice caused quite a ruckus, huh?
Jamie, don't say his name.
Beetlejuice?
Saying his name 3 times is how you summon him.
Right. What if I say other words in between? Does that restart it?
Don't overthink it.
Or what if I broke it up into 2 parts? Like someone said, what's your favorite bug? Beetle. What's your favorite morning beverage?
You're welcome.
Beetlejuice in theaters now.
When they're dehydrated, Pedialyte is great for... Wait, isn't that for the kids?
Isn't this for the kids?
Yep. Good point. When you're feeling super hot or super not, it's Pedialyte, the #1 doctor-recommended brand for hydration.
With multi-view on NFL Sunday Ticket, every game can be the most important game. NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place.
Tom Brady, the broadcaster? Guy's got everything in the world. Why do it? Tommy, why?
Yeah, Tommy. Why don't you lay on a beach getting fat on pina coladas? Why not buy a soccer team? Got one. Dude, why would they ask why? What are they even talking about? Kid. What they're really asking is, why don't you quit football? They don't understand that you live and breathe for football. Because you're Tom freaking Brady.
And one day, maybe the greatest there ever was.
Back to work.
College football on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Well, it is 20.
DJ.
Yeah. On the 1s and 2s, he's turned it into a 21-3 run for UCF here, since it was 28-7 Horned Frogs.
KJ likes what they're spinning. Jefferson excited for this matchup for several reasons. 3 straight touchdown drives for UCF. Now the pressure back on tonight's power play, sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Our power player is Josh Hoover, the TCU quarterback. First strike of the day to McAllister to go up and get it. Unbelievable catch by Savion Williams. And then you thought that was unbelievable. The second one was better. And then a launch home run to Jack Besh. 4 touchdowns on the day. Would love to put together a drive right here. A little run, a little RPO, a little quick game. And try to ice this, or push it that direction for the Horned Frogs. Pressure off the edge, and Tennyson almost got there, but enough to force the incompletion. Ladarius Tennyson right in the kitchen of Hoover, the quarterback. Tennyson can't bring it, man. The Ole Miss transfer, hiding it, coming down out of nowhere. Wham! Lucky that hit the turf. He said, man, I was this close. Mark, UCF
kind of hid him the first 2 weeks. He didn't play that much.
Yeah.
Gus Malzahn said he was 100% healthy. And Tennyson comes up with a big stick at the quarterback on first down. It's Cook exploding ahead. But a shoelace tackle for Barr. That linebacker brings up third down with help from McWilliams.
Ethan Barr, 32, prevented a touchdown right there. That little split action. He was gone if he didn't make that play.
TCU has feasted on these third downs tonight. They are 75% on third down. Over the middle, that is corralled by Curtis. Right at the marker, he's got enough.
Man, this is baited out by Ted Roof, defensive coordinator. Watch, Barr's right over the center. Brockermeyer, he punches out right underneath the route. Just that much better execution by Hoover to Curtis to barely nose to that 35-yard line.
Hoover hung in after he was hit a couple plays ago.
32. Timeout.
Timeout, TCU.
TCU got caught in a substitution there. Forced to use that timeout.
Timeout. TCU, their first of the half. 30 seconds in lane.
We hope you enjoyed the debut of our Fox College Football Friday nights. Do it again next week. How about it? Illinois at Nebraska. Number 23 Cornhuskers. Goldmeyer for the Illini. Big win against Kansas at home last week in front of a sold-out crowd in Champaign. Nebraska off the win last week against Colorado. Here we are in the Big 12 in a one-score game. A problem last year for TCU.
Yeah, we talked about the kind of the malaise that hung over this team last year after the hangover from the national championship game appearance, and just had a bunch of one-possession games that didn't go their way. Sonny Dykes said they worked a million different situations this offseason to try to finish the deal in situations just like this.
Those one-score games, you think about Hypno-Toad in a hurry, winning at Baylor with the emergency field goal. About their win against Michigan in the college football playoff. Trying to write a different story this season. And on the march again. It's a first down to Jack Besh, 16 yards.
Fearless. Watch this hits the top of his post route right underneath the Bullard, just inside Adams. Outstretched, trusting his quarterback to protect him and get down. Big time play by Jack Besh.
Besh's second 100-yard receiving night of the year. He's up to 148, including his 50-yard touchdown. And Brandon Adams, the cornerback for UCF, down in the field.
The way he's addressing that, hopefully that's just a cramp situation. The way he's flexing that calf is what that usually means, but it is painful. Obviously don't want to speculate on anything much other than that, but these guys have put in their work tonight, man. A lot of one-on-one coverage. You see him putting weight on it, getting over there under his own power. Another long physical corner.
So Antoine Jackson comes in to replace Adams over with the UCF training staff.
Injury to the defensive player. The play clock goes to back up to 40.
Came after the explosive play to Besh. His fifth catch tonight, over 15 yards. He has been an explosive play machine. And now the flag.
The Besh jumped. He was trying to explode again, I think.
False start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
He says, hey, I've got some new blood at corner here. I'm excited to go attack this guy. A little too soon.
That As Jackson hovering over him, who just came in for UCF.
You see Jack Besh's night tonight too. He's going, yeah, that's a foul. That's 1-0 Antoine Jackson so far.
Might be the first negative grade on tape for Besh tonight. Over 100 against Stanford. He's done it again. And Cook is back near the original line of scrimmage. He got 5.
Little guard, tight end, pull on the counter. Getting all that penalty yardage back, 2nd and 10.
TCU hasn't really needed the run game tonight. This
is where you'd love for that to pay off. A lot of RPOs in their system. This is a short drop.
Right back to Besh. He does attack the new corner, Jackson, and he wheels his way all the way inside the red zone with the shoulder pads driving.
6'2", 215, and a ton of confidence. Gets the ball in space, and then he looks for contact. Watch the route. As you said, attacking Antoine Jackson, eventually on the outside in coverage, and then looking dudes up right here, putting his right foot in the ground. Great truck finish, and this crowd is on its feet.
He's on his way to 200 yards tonight. 187 for Besh. More yards in this game than he had all last year, leading his 50-yard touchdown to open up the first half. There's Cook. He's upended. And he plunges inside the 5. 2nd down and goal, TCU.
These yards after catch. Besh becoming the quarterback Josh Hoover's favorite target. And the truck finish and fired up the crowd.
Heavy dose of Besh on this drive got him down here. Trying to go up 2 scores again, TCU. It's Cook patiently working his way toward the goal line. Hoover pushed him, but didn't quite get there. 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, he's done a little bit of everything today. Little reverse Philly special here as Cook puts his pads down. Hoover says, let me come help you up. That's a minus. That's a blocking minus for sure. That's funny if you win the game, then you choke it.
2 plays to get a yard. Question mark?
Yes, absolutely. This crowd can sense it.
Ooh.
That's always a little sketchy to work that hard count because the
false start. Offense. Number 55. 5 penalty.
And
still 3rd down.
It looked like Josh Hoover came up and hit the hard count. That's the tough part about that. Going on anything other than a conventional cadence down here with these O-linemen. Your benefit is you go half the distance, which is about 4 inches or 5 yards. Put you in 3rd and 6, 3rd and goal.
Same question. 2 plays to get 6 yards.
When you're up 3, I'm saying yes at this stage.
Drops inside, 9 minutes in the game. Hoover to throw. Pocket collapsing. Hoover gets it away and incomplete. Sheldon Arnold had coverage on Curtis in the end zone, and it's 4th down with a TCU fascinating decision coming.
Yeah, great recognition here by UCF's defense. 18, they're trying to throw a Besh. Going on a little delay to the backside, and they sniff it out. Hoover wisely throws it away. And now 4th and goal. Sonny Dykes and company elected to kick the field goal. Now will still obviously only be a 1-score game, 1 touchdown game, and a hot KJ Jefferson.
Lemmerman, the freshman kicker. Looking for a 6-point lead for TCU. And Lemmerman splits them. Huge false start ends up forcing a field goal for TCU. The Knights' hot offense is trying to come all the way back, down 6 in the Big 12 opener from Fort Worth.
in 5 of his last 6.
UCF has not led tonight. Let's look at our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life. Creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Second half started off Hoover to Besh for the home run. Harvey doing it on the ground. And then the kicking issues continued the third. Don't adjust your set. The third block kick of tonight's matchup. Kobe Hudson finding pay dirt through the air. RJ Harvey on the ground, and then later pay point conversion to put where they are right now at 28 and a 1-score game.
Drive starts with Harvey. Not going down easy. It took
6 tackle miss, 1-yard gain right there.
Well, KJ Jefferson, when he's had to pass in the second half, he's been much more efficient. He's doubled his yardage, and he's 5 of 6 through the air. It was after a 4 of 11 first half, and just 64 yards. Might need some more of that to take their first lead on this drive. They'll ask for it here. Jefferson through the air. He wants Hudson. It's knocked away, but a flag comes out. That has been the matchup. UCF is attacked.
It's like a one-on-one drill all night, just straight up man coverage. No doubt about that one. You got the early hold, the late restriction, early contact. No doubt about this one. Good job that time by Kobe Hudson. You see him plant that right foot and go up and really accentuate it to draw the penalty to Broughton. Don't know what they're talking about here.
There are fouls on both teams. Holding. Offense number 69. Pass interference. Defense number 13. Those penalties will offset. Second down.
Hidden flag back
there. That was weird.
Paul Rubelt, the right tackle, called for the hold for UCF.
The 6'10" German. They've really, held up in the play-action pass world. 69. They may have called it on a reverse takedown right there.
Medley, the guard.
Yeah.
With the wrestling move. They'll replay it on 2nd and 9, and Harvey makes it 3rd down and 2. Jamel Johnson stopped the first down.
Oh, just get back to me. I'll put us in a 3rd and manageable.
This is where UCF wants to live with 2 big backs.
There's another substitution situation, so TCU making the most of their time on the slow substitution, making Gus Malzahn and company work get as late of a look that they can get.
Well, now remember, helmet communication out inside 15 seconds, so this is all on Jefferson to get things signaled. They do get it off. A 3rd down and 2, and burrowing ahead for a first down, it's RJ Harvey. All those chess pieces moving around on that 3rd down, and UCF converts.
Yeah, Gus Malzahn has found something here. He loves this. Watch on the backside. They're blocking the front side, just a straight zone, and then Randy Pittman, the insert tight end on the backside, is fitting up, trying to get to the backside backer. That time he couldn't. Harvey says that was hard work, that first down right there.
Deserved the break.
Yes.
Before 1st and 10. Harvey at 174 yards. Townsend on the edge, and made a little something out of that with Elarms Orr chasing him down from behind.
This guy, you can just see him explode it. And you said Elarms Orr, great job recognizing it. It's one thing to recognize it, then you got to get him down. You got to chase him down and then get him down. 3-on-3 right there in space. Elarms Orr, it's the best of Townsend.
Elarms Orr pushed Johnny Hodges for that starting linebacker job in camp. Hodges, the leading tackler on the national championship run team 2 years ago. Here's Montgomery with a physical run, finishing forward. Another 3rd down. coming for UCF after they got it on 3rd and 2.
Just another physical run by Miles Montgomery. We saw his ability in the highlight earlier coming out of the backfield. He's a do-it-all guy. He's going to be subbed out here for R.J. Harvey. TCU will then match that personnel with their own personnel. The chess game continues on 3rd and 3 and 5:35 and counting.
Timon Mitchell, the big nose guard, was in no hurry getting off the field. So down inside 10 seconds on the play clock again. On 3rd down, it's a give. It's Kamara stuffing it in the backfield.
Great recognition by Abe Kamara. This is a sprint draw action. You'll see the action start to the left, coming back to the right of the offensive line, and R.J. Harvey is sniffed out. Kamara says, hey, on that sprint draw action, you're slow here for a second. I could trigger in, get you to the ground. Great recognition and awareness by Kamara.
Big punt, Richardson. The edge of his fingertips hold that in. TCU coming out with a little over 4.5 minutes to go. Trying to ice this thing away on what was a big exhale from the Horned Frogs side.
Yeah, Savion, he's doing his best. Savion here with the fingertip strength. And a great job getting vertical and making something that he caught that inside the 5.
Took every ounce of those grip strength tests that they do in the weight room with the strength coach. Difference between a turnover and Besh and Hoover being back in the field here.
So playing the game here, UCF has all 3 timeouts. We're at 4:37. And then you've got the bonus 2-minute timeout coming as well.
Starting field position of the night for TCU, and that gets snowed under. Grabney run down by Pace.
Deshaun Pace, great recognition again, very similar to what Kamara just said. He said, hey, this is a base play. I recognize it. I'm going to trigger and get big Drake Dabney on the ground.
Sonny Dykes told us yesterday, I got to say nothing to my guys. You were here. It's a national TV game. Sold out crowd. Big 12 opener. Nothing needs to be said, but they're about to face some big 3rd down, or UCF's getting the ball back.
Yeah, Deshaun Pace, unassisted tackle back to back here. Watch number 3 right in the middle of your screen. Recognize the screen pass. And great job getting Cam Cook to the ground, and a little bonus out of bounds until it's reset that clock rewind.
For Sonny Dykes' offense, this has been the money down in distance for him.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, not only your ideal down in distance, but they have been money tonight.
Jack Besh,
four-man rush,
motions into the slot. The top target tonight, it's Williams underneath, staying on his feet, and can't get all the way to the sticks. Arnold wrangles him down. And with inside 3.5 minutes to go, UCF takes their first timeout.
Yep, I was watching Gus Ball's on there all the way there, runs it over to make the most of that 2-minute timeout. 3:23 left. Watch Savion Williams run the shallow cross. His elbow there, looked like he was down.
On Pace's hit.
On Pace's hit again, there's tackle by Pace. Looked like that left forearm was down. They might change that spot a little bit.
Got the mark at the 23. If they did change that spot, it would be 4th and 4, 4th and 5. With how last year went for UCF and TCU in close games, it just had to be this way.
Exactly.
It just.
And we said this last night, right? We were talking about we thought we had one of the best games of the weekend here. 2 totally different, offensive philosophies and what they do. 2 very, well-coached teams, guys that have been doing it for a long time. 2 sons of Texas, and it's going to come down to the last possession.
Gus Malzahn grew up in Irving, Texas, 30 minutes from TCU's campus. Lived here until he was about 6 years old. His dad, a TCU fan. Coaching in his first game at TCU tonight, Malzahn's offense is coming out in a one-score game, trying to take the game and break some hearts in Fort Worth. And we're here because of
the block kicks have been the story. That first one, definitely a low kick. The second one, just a great edge speed rush. That time, Bud Clark creased essentially the D gap of that protection. It's so unbelievable in a game where you get 3 kicks blocked or block 3 kicks, and it's just not. It's over. This is a one-score game. I bet that's like 100% that you win that game if there's 3 block kicks, and then probably a very few on that tick mark.
Sonny Dykes talked about the resolve of his team at Stanford. Last year they would have panicked. They found a way to win that one. Tested down to the final moments again in week 3. Harvey with a bounce and tripped up by Johnson, or else it would have been another big gainer for Harvey, who's over 170 yards.
Yeah, he got a lot more than what was blocked there. It's that same scheme again. Harvey and Randy Pittman fitting.
And Harvey swallowed up by McDonald's.
McDonald says, okay, I've seen enough of this. I got to get the backfield, put him in a third and 5 situation here, 3rd and 6 now at that spot. See if TCU plays the substitution game here. No, they're staying in this personnel group. Now they have not changed, so the official will back away. Exactly how it's supposed to be administered.
White knuckle time in the Big 12 opener. On a 3rd down, it's Richardson speeding ahead for a first down. The drive survives just ahead of the 2-minute timeout. UCF chasing 6 points.
Johnny Richardson, the flash, the 5'7", 175 speed back is going to take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Here we go. 2 minutes to go. It was once 21 points. It's down to 6. UCF first down on the other side of the 2-minute timeout.
Derrick Henry.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I saved so much bundling, it inspired my workout. Auto! Home!
Okay, and this is auto again, right?
Auto!
Hey, this is my living room.
Oh!
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan.
The dog isn't allowed on the couch, Derek.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Blocked from watching the big match? Save the day by using the Bank of America customized cash rewards card and choose to earn 3% cash back on online purchases, like live streaming.
Look at that Wendy's breakfast burrito. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, sausage. Gotta hand it to the tortilla. That sucker's holding on for dear life.
Fox College Football is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 2 of the stars of this night, R.J. Harvey, running back for UCF, battling with Josh Hoover in this high-flying TCU offense. And Gus Malzahn said the trust is starting to reach its highest level with KJ Jefferson since he transferred in from Malzahn's alma mater, Arkansas. That trust is about to be tested in front of this raucous crowd with 2 minutes to go, needing a touchdown.
Yeah, you had a great question. What do you have in most of the time? He goes, well, we're both from Arkansas. What is his answer? Getting to know his QB. We'll see how it plays out. Screw the ball.
It's Pittman on the edge. Randy Pittman whirling off a tackle, and he's out of bounds. Clock will stop inside 2 minutes. UCF on the march after 18 yards.
Randy Pittman is a weapon, man. We've seen him in the physical block, run game aspect, athletic, violent, great job finishing out of bounds. Get the ball on the outside on there. 1st and 10 in business.
The winner of this game starts 1-0 in what's expected to be a wide-open Big 12. Harvey driving ahead. He's down to the 40. Remember, field goal won't do it here. 6-point game. 2 timeouts for UCF inside the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's reiterated with KJ Jefferson both through the earpiece right now and in the stoppage of play at the 2-minute timeout. 4-down territory. Every one of these situations, take care of the rock.
Accurate to Pittman. His second catch of the drive.
Ball's out.
Second first down. Ball is out. Whistle came. Ball is out. Johnson's on top of it. And surely this will go up to review.
That'll be interesting.
The ruling on the field was that the runner was down prior to the ball coming loose for a first down.
Nnamdi Obi-Izor came in and stripped that free.
You can see Gus Malzahn saying, snap it, go, 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 go. Yeah, and Sonny Dykes is going to make sure that does not happen. It's a timeout TCU initially. If they get buzzed down, he won't get charged.
Prior to the snap, timeout, TCU, their second and a half. 30 seconds in length.
Firm control. It's going to be a matter of where that left knee, whichever knee hits first. We'll see a different angle here, I'm sure. The shin could be down. We got to bring in. We have not had a chance to check in with Mike Pereira. It is crunch time inside the 2-minute timeout. Mike P, what you got?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it is crunch time. You're right, and to me, the call on the field is right, because the shin gets down. The shin gets down above the ankle, and I do think that he is down at that point. The official comes in and gives a solid signal, so I don't think we have a turnover here.
There's a bunch of people here in purple that would disagree with you right now, as they showed on the screen, and then they just announced that it's officially under review. But anything above that ankle, so right there, he's down. Gosh, that is, and he sort of regains it for a second right there. But as Mike said, the call on the field is everything.
Well, Mike, question for you. So Gus Malzahn, the UCF coach, frustrated that the officials did not let them snap the ball. What did you see when it came to that?
Well, this is at this point here. He ended up calling a timeout, didn't he? Or it was the so
Sonny Dykes called the timeout
to actually get a look. And again, they've got to get everybody set up, get the officials in position. So I don't think that's an element that he really has anything to complain about. And again, it's really close when you look at it. The ball's starting to roll out just as the shin gets down. But remember, the ruling on the field was that he was down at that point. And I just, again, here don't think there's enough to overturn this.
Yeah, that angle right there, they're showing this live in the stadium right now. And of course, again, they have a different opinion. And the key on the look we just saw is Obi-Izor's left foot blocks that shin, but they'll kind of put all these looks together.
And there was a clear recovery by TCU. Johnson got on top of it. Ruled on the field. Pittman was down.
And it wasn't a forward progress ruling, right? So that would automatically make this moot.
And as the booth should, the replay booth, take as much time as they need to get this one right. And if it is UCF ball and the call stands, it'll be first down just outside the 30. And if not, if it's TCU ball, the game is pretty much over.
Two timeouts, one under. Still have to get a couple situational things going there. If they decide to take any, they have to run for a first down. It looks like we have a verdict.
Nail-biting time.
David Alvarez doesn't realize the millions of people watching this as he takes the headset off and has another discussion with his partner.
Here we go.
After further review, the line on the field has confirmed that the runner was down for a first down. And TCU will get their timeout. They did not charge the timeout. That was a booth review.
All right, so probably a little bit surprising that they went the route of confirmed, but as Mike Pereira usually is, he's right. Not enough to overturn it. The shin combined with just a millisecond after that of the ball coming loose. And then TCU gets their timeout back. So both teams still have 2 timeouts remaining here.
Because it was a booth review.
Because of, the booth review portion of it. Got a little piece of equipment on the field here. The back judge clean it up. Maybe a water bottle from a disgruntled Horned Frog fan that didn't like that call.
The UCF trying to go the length of the field after they started back at their own 25, plus erase what was a 21-point TCU lead in the second half. Approaching the final minute. It's Jefferson, protected. Jefferson going for the end zone and over the top of Kobe Hudson. Jamel Johnson, who thought he recovered the fumble on the last play, had the coverage.
Yeah, you see Kobe Hudson, the tight split, another corner post. In action, we saw best score for the Horned Frogs earlier. Just didn't find that ball initially. It just sails on KJ Jefferson. But again, everything's 4-down territory. He's saying almost.
Thought he had the game-tying score. Instead, 2nd and 10. Jefferson runs out of time and gives himself up at the 29. And UCF uses their second timeout with 52 seconds left to think over a third down.
Yeah. So again, he's telling him right now, hey, KJ, we got two downs here. 2 downs, obviously conscious of the 52 seconds on the play clock. And that effectively, when you get that minimal of a gain, all the receivers are downfield, bang that timeout, save that other one in your pocket.
Well, we're going to get some answers to some questions in these next 52 seconds. That man right there, Sonny Dykes, made a change at defensive coordinator. Needed to put the quarterback in jeopardy more.
Yep.
UCF came into this game hoping to unlock their passing game. They almost surely have to do that if they're going to win it.
Yeah, if they're going to win it, and then, oh, by the way, if they do score here and it's 34 up, the most exciting extra point of the day for sure.
Avalos versus Malzahn. The play callers feels inevitable that we would end up in a moment like this, just like last year, when a game-winning field goal won it for Malzahn and UCF. It was when Avalos was at Boise State. Field goal won't do it here. Jefferson pulls it out and zings it in there for a first down to the reliable Kobe Hudson.
Again, man, it's been a one-on-one drill. Kobe Hudson against Travis Broughton all night long. Advantage Hudson there. He's got him here.
Jefferson has him again. Hudson makes the catch, and a flag comes out. Touchdown, Kobe Hudson. And we'll check on the flag at the end of the play.
Man, great recognition that time by KJ Jefferson. See the ruling here when David Alvarez, our referee, gets done with the back judge discussion. There's going to be a discussion whether or not he broke the plane when the ball came out. Here's his first announcement.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Personal foul, targeting defense number 21. The previous play is under further review.
So Bud Clark back in action is the one flagged for the targeting. Great release. That time you can't see it obviously from this angle. You'll see this first look. Secured catch. Yeah, the ball did not come out. I'm 100% wrong. That is a catch, but a great slip release. Broughton. So he's a defenseless player at that point, so it's forcible contact in the header neck area is questioned now for Bud Clark. We will definitely bring in Mike Pereira to decide on whether or not he thinks that's forcible contact, trying to avoid contact. Always has that next level of understanding that we don't.
Mike, what'd you see?
There's a couple of things to look at. I was just trying to get to one quick look. Number one, I don't believe it's targeting. I think it's shoulder to shoulder. So he is defenseless. He gets protection to the head or neck area, but to me, it isn't targeting. The other thing is it a catch? That's the other thing that they're going to have to look at, because he's going to be going to the ground after that hit. Is that enough time? And then that ball
After
comes
further review,
loose?
there is no targeting. 21 may remain in the game.
And so they ruled then, again, at least from that standpoint, that they left it as a catch. Now, they can, now without that targeting penalty, they can't move the ball to the 2-1, so it's going to be a standard, regular extra point try.
Yep.
Okay, and 3 kicks blocked tonight. 3 kicks blocked tonight for UCF. Boomer with a chance to give UCF a 1-point lead on a night where they have not led. Anything but automatic right here. And lots of time to think about it with the review for Boomer.
With the review, the official coming in and backing up the TCU player that was lined up offside.
His kicks have been low tonight. 2 blocked on field goals, 1 on a PAT. For the lead for the first time tonight for UCF. Boomer puts it through.
This crowd is silenced, and Colton Boomer at his best, big time. Been an eventful night. And with 36 seconds left, they take their first lead of the night, square flush, right down the middle. Life of a kicker right there, right? Like those three other kicks never happened. It was a big time play.
UCF fans remember it well. Boomer remembers it well. He had a 59-yard field goal blocked to end the Baylor game last year, a 1-point loss. A PAT blocked against Texas Tech, a 1-point loss. He flips it tonight to a 1-point UCF lead.
Josh Hoover will have 2 timeouts and whatever remaining time after this return. They will have multiple shots trying to chunk it down here and give him a chance to get in field goal range, 52-ish as well on that side.
These TCU fans hit the emotional climax at 28-7. Shortly after halftime, Besh with a big hitter to lead by. Now a pit in the stomachs of those across Fort Worth. With 36 seconds to operate. The drive will start out at the 25.
Lemmerman, his career longs 48 in a game. They were comfortable. Both coaches were just over 50 yards. Both coaches were comfortable with these guys just over 50 yards, so got to do some work. But those 2 timeouts help. Obviously under 2 minutes in college. If it's a first down inbounds, the clock will stop until the ball is set, ready for play, and then it will wind.
Sonny Dykes on Josh Hoover said the tougher it gets, the better he gets. 36 seconds, looking for 3 points and a win. Hoover steps up. He's got a lot of space, and he gets drilled by Pace. And TCU wants a flag. He did get the first down, so that'll stop the clock for now.
That the runner was down for a first down.
Yeah, it's a forward, forceful run, not a feet first slide. So that's legal contact, and he'll get every inch of that spot.
Hoover to the sideline. It's tipped and incomplete. The injury replacement, Antoine Jackson, almost sealed it.
J.P. Richardson was on a different page from Josh Hoover that time. 7 on 7 is what this ends up top. A little double move. Got to keep going there if you're J.P. Richardson. And in that case, just try to bat it away. Jackson wants to go with two hands, and Hoover under pressure, taking 2 hits and a layoff.
A tough spot just got tougher for Hoover. 19 seconds to go. He gets it away. It's Besh. Was he under it? He was, just shy of midfield.
This kid is tough, man, standing in there. Another rush right in his face. And TCU's going to use their second timeout.
Timeout. TCU, their second of the half, 30 seconds in lane.
Let me take a look at that catch. As you said, strong hands in this receiver room. Nothing from that angle. Certainly looks like his gloves are underneath it and secure it. No bobbling, no movement. This is another good look.
Rolled the catch out to the 48-yard line of TCU, so just shy of midfield.
Now that looks like firm possession to me. I'm sure they're taking a look in the booth just as we are. The timeout from TCU works against them, but it saves them a ton of time of being able to advance the ball, spot it now just on their side of the 50.
Bash, a guy that Sonny Dykes and Josh Hoover say they trust with their entire heart.
Want to get inside the 35-yard line here for TCU. 30 to the 35 line of scrimmage line is kind of the maximum range from Lemmerman.
Freshman kicker standing by. Kyle Lemmerman.
92 for 92 on high school PATs. That's hard to do.
Hoover give him a chance over the middle to McAllister to the 40 and a first down. 1 timeout, 9 seconds. Looks like TCU will clock it.
Yes, they're going to spike this.
And he does with 7 on the clock.
So the key here, TCU has that magical timeout in this situation. So 7 seconds, they can put this ball wherever they want in the field of play and then catch it, get down, immediately bang that timeout. It's second down. So this is a catch and get down at a certain comfortable distance. You have certain number of plays to get, to get 5, to get 10 in these situations.
From here, it would be a 57-yard try for Lemmerman for the win. Timeout for UCF. That's interesting. Thinking about
UCF. The third and final timeout of the half. 60 seconds in lane.
Potential game-winning field goal try. Now you can't ice the kicker.
That is correct. That is correct. But this play is more important, right? Because this will set up even the possibility of that happening. They want to talk about, all right, this is the formation they were in. This is the personnel they were in. This is what they've done out of that. This is what they've done in the past in these game-ending situations. This play makes that last one possible. The freshman kicker, all of it, that's enough angst for the other part of it. One-point game, 7 seconds left. Let's go. So again, they just have to get a chunk of yards. Obviously, they would love to get the first down, but they're still going to utilize their timeout with 7 seconds. Got to catch it and get down. Because there's another one of those situations you want to end up with the ball in your hands and run it out past 7 seconds. Game's over.
Fans in the stadium are saying this is the first one of Big 12. We are exhausted already. Time for one play, then to use that timeout.
Tedworth on defense in a zone look.
Hoover to throw. It's a quick throw. It's dropped by Richardson, and with 3 seconds left, it'll be on the leg of Lemmerman.
So that's all they were trying to do there, try to get that chunk of the yardage. Ted Roof on defense, defense coordinator from UCF, Played 3-deep zone, and it's all going to come down to this. Maybe at 58 when they're putting it.
TCU led by 21. Down by 1. The biggest moment of his young career. Lemmerman strikes it well. Lemmerman did not hit it. UCF comes back and wins the Big 12 opener.